So in this example, we are making jars of specialty sauce. So it costs you a total of $5 for one jar of sauce, right, to make it, which includes all the manufacturing and packaging costs. So I think Elise asked me about that. In this particular example, the $5 includes the manufacturing as well as the packaging costs. And so you're selling this product for $7.25. What is your gross profit margin on every jar sold? So as you can see here, we have the cost at $5. The sales price is $7.25. So for calculating the gross profit margin, it's revenue minus cost divided by the revenue. So as you see here, it's the let's see if I can draw on here. It's the 725, right? Minus the 5 divided by 725 equals 0.31. So that's the gross profit. It means you're getting 31 cents of gross profit, but that margin, you would then multiply that times 100 to mean that you're making about 31% in the gross profit margin. Before we move on from this example, what are your thoughts on that percentage of a gross profit margin? Anyone want to tell me what they think when they see the 31% gross profit margin? No room for wholesale, true. Sounds like a reasonable markup. Okay. Strive for higher, yes. Anyone else? Okay. Yes, no, I mean, I agree with Christina, but even beyond small, it is, right? Like 31% is not, so let's say we're not even worried about a wholesaler, but Christina, you're absolutely right. You're not accounting for anybody else distributing your product but you at a 31% gross profit margin. But if you're at 31% gross profit, what about the rest of your expenses, right? What about your utilities? What about your gas costs? What about your salary? Like you're at 30% top of the line with not including any of your other expenses. You're likely going to be at a net loss, to be honest, by that point in time. And that's why we have to look at the gross profit margin separate and apart from the price markup. And I'll go over the price markup. Because from a perspective of a price markup, you're like, oh, that doesn't look too bad. But when you think about it from a gross profit margin perspective, that's where you take into consideration the business needs. And that's where you can see at 31%, you're going to fall short of meeting the business needs with that profit margin.